Okay, I am very, very excited. This is our very first Facebook webinar or webinar in general, our first webinar for neuropathy seminar. And this is why I did this. There are a lot of people who have came to our seminars that says, Dr. Tian, we really wish you had something that was online that could really go over with us exactly what you do, how it works, how does neuropathy actually work. So what I like to do is really show you a quick video. The quick video will be on what we actually do here in our office later on for that's filled with like testimonials, different things. But the key thing of this webinar is to go over, number one, what is peripheral neuropathy? What are some of the problems that people are facing, some of the causes? What are we doing in our office to help people with neuropathy? And things that your doctor isn't really sharing with you or might not have actually the knowledge to share with you because they're not exactly sure. Many people, healthcare providers, aren't really realizing what neuropathy actually is. So a lot of people, as we have talked to with neuropathy, we're waiting for some more people to hop on this live webinar here. A lot of people don't really know what neuropathy is. And the reason why I'm going to start doing more webinars is because people who have neuropathy in general are very homebound. Homebound meaning that they're in pain. Some of them do not drive. Some of them it's hard to get out and hard to start your day. Most people don't realize that and then why that is. But I do, because for the last 5 years, I've been helping patients manage their neuropathy, help them get better, and help them relieve of their neuropathy pain. But some of you might not have pain. Some of you might be the numbness, the tingling, right? For some of you, it might be the burning sensation. So everyone feels neuropathy differently. But that's enough about why I do the seminar. Or why I'm doing this webinar. Let's get to the webinar itself. I want this webinar to be packed with content, right? And it has a lot of content. A lot of you should take notes or just rewatch this webinar next time. So let's get started, shall we? So a lot of times people are like, well, Dr. Tam, why should we listen to you? And that's a great question. Number one, I have a bachelor's degree from UC Davis. Who am I, really, right? Bachelor's degrees from UC Davis from exercise biology. Exercise biology is my background. Chiropractic degree from Life Chiropractic College West in the Bay Area here in Northern California. For some of you who are watching this, so some of you who signed on are watching this in the East Coast. It's a little bit later, but we are in Northern California, right between San Francisco and Sacramento. I'm a board certified chiropractor. I specialize in peripheral neuropathy, spinal decompression, regenerative medicine, regenerative therapy, body sculpting, and weight loss as well. And I've been in practice since 2009. We've been helping since 2009 a lot of lives. We have helped over 5,000 patients since 2009 with as much as in even more than an 85% success rate. But that's not by accident. We do this through a thorough evaluation by first finding out the cause of our patients' problems before diving in and try to just go in blind and start trying to correcting problems without finding out what the real problem is. And I realize that's the big problem in healthcare nowadays is, hey, I think this is going on. Let's try this. Let's try that. The reason why our success rate is so high is because we know what the cause is before we go in and do anything with our patients. Now, we do our research to find out the ideal solutions to help reverse and help people with neuropathy, arthritis, joint and disc degeneration, pain and inflammation, and also weight loss as well. Now, why am I so passionate about doing what I do is because since 2009, we've been able to help a lot of people. But what drives me and why I believe I am more excited now today than I used to be is because my mom. She was diagnosed with something called trigeminal neuralgia back in 2002. And between 2002 and 2004, we went to the doctor. They gave her medications. We went through medications to increasing medications to Botox shots to cortisone shots because she has trigeminal neuralgia. And for those of you who don't know what trigeminal neuralgia is, imagine feeling a needle stabbing you in the face multiple times in a matter of seconds, and something that's going to drop you to your knees and stop you in your tracks with anything that you're doing right there. You can't have fun. Sometimes it's hard to sleep. It's hard to work, right? It's hard to live. And that's why they call this the suicidal disease. My mom went through that for 2 years. And after 2 years, they wanted to cut her nerve. And there was the nerve to her face, which means that the movement of her face, the feeling to her face will be completely gone and different than it ever was before. And that's when our family sought out a holistic doctor, a chiropractor to really help us out. And at the time, I didn't know what chiropractic was. But this was the first time in 2 years she got better. After 3 months of treatment, she was over 80% better than where she was. And I was so inspired by what happened with her. I wanted to make sure that I do the same thing to help other people out. And that's why I decided to join chiropractic schools in the Bay Area and decided to become a chiropractor. I went through a 4-year degree program. I didn't take summers off, and I got it done in 3 years. Got my degree in 2008, and in 2009, started our practice here, May 27, 2009. Okay. So that's my passion. That's my why. So I believe I am even more passionate now to do what I do because I love what I do and I enjoy helping lots and lots of patients. We see on average about 280 to 300 patients in our office here every single week. So we are, I am proud to say, the largest holistic wellness and chiropractic office in all of Solano County. Your health is our purpose, just like my mom's health is one of my purposes. I take care of every patient like I take care of mom, because I truly want to see patients in our office have a better life, not just a longer life, but a more functional life. And I think that's what all of us are after, right? Nothing makes us happier than helping people get your life back, because there's a lot of people who are, very serious in health conditions, and we take your health very seriously and literally saving lots of lives and increasing their longevity as well. That's why our practice is very integrative and diversified. Some of you may not have pain, right? Some of you might have problems that are dealing with degenerative disease or weight. And that's why we specialize in chronic pain, neuropathy, arthritis, disc degeneration, and weight problems as well. So in the little time that we have, what I'll do as good as I can is to share with you the content. What is peripheral neuropathy, right? What are the causes? What are some things that your doctors might not be telling you? What are some of the 21st century available treatments out there to help the pain with neuropathy, okay? And I'll share with you at the end how you can work with us, a special gift from me to you. Hope that's okay with you, right? First of all, I want to go over some major healing principles. Number one, if you cut your finger, does it heal itself, right? Take a couple seconds to think about that. It does, no? Our body is designed to heal itself. Now, if your body is not healing itself correctly, you have to think about what is stopping your body from healing itself, right? When you go to the doctors after you feel like you have pain, a lot of times your problems and pain is kind of put on the back burner. And that's why when patients come with us with MRI reports or Xrays, we never just take the X-ray report or the MRI report because other doctors have missed the problem already. Why would I want to interpret a report where they said there's no problem? Give me the actual copy of your X-rays. Give me your X-rays. Give me your MRIs so I can take a look at them, because how one doctor interprets your films and images is going to be different than how another doctor interprets your film and images. And I hope you agree with that, right? Now, if you've been to other doctors in the past or have tried other solutions on your own and your health problem still persists, well, then maybe you haven't found the true cause of your problem. Now, our job is to find out what others and you have missed, right? For example, Dr. Oz, he takes his patients, or not his patients, his family, to see holistic doctors, right, all the time. He even says that most diabetes is preventable. He says it's even treatable, even reversible. 90% of type 2 diabetics can actually reverse of their problems. The same is true for peripheral neuropathy. See, when you look at the nervous system, when you look at pain, pain is a very interesting thing. Your body has pain because it's telling you that something is wrong, something's not working right, right? But you will only feel pain if it somehow has pinched or affected or inflamed a nerve in some form, shape, or way, right? I mean, sometimes people can go years and years without having problems and not feel any pain. Think about it. What's the first sign and first pain of a heart attack? It's the heart attack itself, right? Half the people don't make it from that. So did the heart attack just came out all of a sudden? All of a sudden your arteries are clogged and you have a heart attack? No, the problem's been building up, but it just never pinched or inflamed the nerve or compressed the nerve, so you didn't feel the pain, right? So pain, when you look at it, can be experienced in any part of your body. Hips, knees, shoulders, ankle, or feet. Some of you are sitting there, it's like, wow, I can feel some of this, maybe in the hips, ankle. Some of you, maybe every time you get out of a chair, you feel it in your lower back, right? Your neck, hand and wrists. Yeah. There's problems with every joint in the body. Now, peripheral neuropathy is a little different though. But what does it mean when some of you have more than one symptom? Okay, I'll tell you what it means. It means that there's a problem. You have a true problem now. And if the symptoms have gotten worse, you have a degenerative condition. What's a degenerative condition? Degenerative condition means that the problem continues to get worse and worse over time, and it's not being corrected, right? If you've had a problem for more than 12 weeks off and on, you now have a chronic condition. A chronic condition means that your body has had it for a while and it's not able to correct itself, right? Now, what will happen if you just take a medication? People are like, well, Dr. Jan, why don't I just take a medication? It corrects everything, right? Well, not exactly. See, a medication doesn't necessarily correct the problem. It corrects the symptoms. For example, the car that you drive on a daily basis, okay, if your engine light goes on, does that mean your car has a problem? Most of you will agree, yes, it does. Well, imagine now you take a piece of tape and you just put it right over the dashboard, covering up the engine light. Well, is the problem still there? Hopefully, a lot of you will say, yeah, the problem is still there. It didn't go anywhere, right? Well, you just covered up the light. The light's not there anymore. But you know in your mind that the problem is still there. That's really the same thing with taking a medication. See, taking a drug for a problem means that, yeah, you might have temporarily numb out the problem or didn't see it anymore, right? Just because you don't feel it doesn't mean that it's gone. No, it's still there. It is still there. Now, please answer this survey, okay, for this question here. Answer it truly. Before you had your problems, what could you do that you cannot do now or cannot enjoy because of the pain or loss of flexibility? I want you to think about that. What are some things that you were able to do and that you were able to enjoy before having the problem that you have now? Think back to a time that you were free from the pain that you're suffering from right now. How many years are we thinking? Some of you, 2 years. Some of you, 5 years. Some of you, 10, 20 years. Some of you might be, for as long as I can remember, I've had this problem. Well, think about how it's affected you. Has it stopped you from long walks? Maybe sports, travel, right? Maybe a combination of all of them. But has your problem also caused you to have unhappy moods? Maybe become irritable, right? Reduce your energy, restricted your activities, made a burden to your family, interfere with everything else in life? I bet it has. See, for a lot of you, it's not the fact that it bothers you or causes you pain and is a burden on yourself, but it's also affected a lot of your families as well. I knew that because from my mom experience, well, what affected her affected us, her children as well, right? See, so the same thing is happening in your life. I know that. I know that for a fact because we've taken care of a lot of people over the last 11 years that's told me the same thing over and over. Now, you have two choices today. Number one is you keep doing the same thing, just like what you've been doing, and nothing will change. Or you do something different, and you hope that by doing something different, some things will change. If you listen to Einstein, he said it best. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results, right? Does it make sense to you? It doesn't make sense. It didn't make sense to me, right? Think about this. If we can show you how to get rid of your problem or at least improve them, okay, or prevent them from getting any worse by doing something that is natural and affordable, who would do it? I hope if you didn't raise your hand, all of you in your mind says, yes, I would do that, right? I would do that because you need to. See, so let's get down to today's purpose. Number one, what is peripheral neuropathy? What are the causes? What are some common medical treatments, top things that medical doctors are missing, and 21st century technology that we've been able to help people with peripheral neuropathy? Okay. Now, what is peripheral neuropathy? Number one, okay, peripheral neuropathy is a nerve disease, which is why many people get nerve symptoms. But it is related to a nerve, but the cause of the problem is not from the nerves. I want you guys to know that. Now, let's talk about nerves for a second. The nerves, your central nervous system starts off in the brain, goes down the spinal cord, and from there you have many different levels that continues all the way down to your hands and all the way down to your feet. Every single nerve is surrounded by blood vessels, especially your peripheral nerves, right? That's why when you press your finger long enough, it's a little bit of blanching. It turns light and white color. And when you let go, oh, it reddens again, or the color comes back. That's because you have blood vessels surrounding those areas, okay? People with neuropathy, you press that area, normally it should come back within 2 to 3 seconds. A lot of people with peripheral neuropathy have cold hands and feet, cramping in the hands and feet and legs, and it takes a while for that blood flow to come back, okay? Maybe even more than 5 to 10 seconds. So when you look at this, the nerves control, part of the nerves control cold, pain, light touch, heat, right? And it allows hair to grow as well. Don't you think that all of this needs some blood flow and oxygen? Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. But when you don't have that oxygen going to your nerves, what do your nerves do? Going back to this slide, your nerves now will talk to the brain, and it will make you feel numbness, tingling, prickling, and even burning sensations as well. Now, when you go to the doctors and you tell them, oh, you have burning feet or hands or numbness in your feet or hands, what is the first things that they tell you? If you get diagnosed with peripheral neuropathy, well, the next thing is, well, would you like something to help with the pain? You're like, yeah, of course, right? Who wants to have pain and be in pain 24/7? Okay. And that's when usually you're prescribed some anti-seizure medications that were initially used for seizures. The key of these seizure medications is to lower your brain activity so that your brain doesn't necessarily see the pain coming up from your feet and hands anymore. But there's some significant side effects to it as well, including, but not limited to, headaches, fatigue, right? Forgetfulness, brain fog, change in mood, okay? Sluggishness, your energy and your lack to thrive is there, right? And when the medications don't work, now you have to increase the medications, okay? And when that doesn't work, say you maxed out on these anti-seizure medications, well, now it's to move to the next segment, the bottom right over here. That's the harsh narcotics, okay? Harsh narcotics, the pain worsens, and now you have to take this. Well, a lot of these are also cause you to be sleepy. Well, when you're so sleepy and you're knocked out, you can't feel the pain now, can you? Right? And that's how it works. But when you're covering these problems, think about this. Does it correct the problem? No, it does not. It does not correct the problem, right? See, peripheral neuropathy attacks your sensory nerves, attacks your nerves furthest away from your heart, and it starts working backwards towards your heart in a stocking and glove-like pattern. Now, why does it do that? That's because it all starts off as a circulation problem. And where's circulation worse in your body? Furthest away from your heart, your feet and your hands, right? That's because you don't have oxygen. When the nerves don't have oxygen, they die. They start to die off. You start to getting damaged nerves. They can't heal correctly. Anything without oxygen, your body can't heal correctly, right? Just like a plant. Humans and plants aren't that different. A plant needs soil, it needs water, it needs the sun. As human beings, we need blood flow, we need oxygen, we need nutrients. We're very much the same, right? But in the case of a dying plant, if we add sunlight, okay, soil, water, and sunlight, don't you think the plant will come back? Okay, yeah, unless if it's too far gone, right? I want you to remember this number. This is going to be the first time I mention this number, 85. Write it down, okay? Write it down, 85. What does that mean? What is 85? 85 is the amount of nerve damage that you have. If you have more than 85% nerve damage, then there's no way, okay, science shows it, not me. There's no way to get the plant from here back to green again. But if your nerve damage is underneath 85, the chance of us helping you is greatly increases, okay? And we've helped many, many patients with peripheral neuropathy in that case. We've also had to turn some people away because they waited too long, or maybe I didn't do a good enough job sharing what we do with them, right? I think if I did a better job of sharing what I do with other people like I am doing right now, I'll be able to help a lot more people. So for those of you who are watching this right now and who you have friends who have peripheral neuropathy, send them this video. Now, to tell you the truth, a lot of people with peripheral neuropathy don't have to actually come into our office for help initially. They have to come in, you have to get tested and all that. But some of the things that you do, you're able to do yourself at home and to help yourself at home. We just have to evaluate you. We got to find out how bad you are first to see if we can even help, right? So I'll tell you a little bit more about the program later, okay? But here's my goal. My goal is to catch the nerves before they're completely dead so that we will have the opportunity to use them, to repair them, help them get your body, help them use the oxygen, okay? Get the body back to where it needs to be, all right? Because what we do here is something special. The program that I've developed is something proprietary to our office. It's able to help a lot of people, but only, what's that number again? If you're under 85, okay? Not 85 years old, right? But under 85 in terms of nerve damage. So let's talk about what are the causes of peripheral neuropathy, right? For maybe at least half of you watching this right now, you have neuropathy because you have diabetes, right? Let me take a look at some of the comments that we're having right here. Yeah, diabetes. Tell me on the comments what you guys have, right? Oh, you have a chemotherapy, right? But diabetes, okay. Now, when you look at this, why does diabetes cause peripheral neuropathy? Studies show up to 70% of people with diabetes will have some form of peripheral neuropathy. Why that is because diabetes is a blood circulation problem. When you have too much sugar in the blood, it tears away at the blood vessels. Well, the blood vessels cannot heal as fast sometimes in certain areas with low blood flow, furthest away from the heart, your feet, and your hands. Okay. People with peripheral neuropathy will usually start having problems in their feet first and eventually work its way up to your hands. Now, why do people with peripheral neuropathy or diabetes, okay, why do diabetics have ulcers? That's because you have lost enough blood flow where, say, you have a cut, your feet can't heal anymore. And when it cannot heal, it becomes infected. And now you have an ulcer. But if it gets infected bad enough where it infects the bone and into the bone marrow, and now it's a bone infection, and that's where amputation usually has to be done. Once again, my goal is to try to catch that before it gets there, right? Now, for a lot of people with peripheral neuropathy, with diabetes, it's a diet problem that caused it to begin with, right? And a lot of us are just told that diabetes, oh, just follow the American Diabetic Association diet, just prick your fingers on a daily basis, multiple times a day, and then take these medications. Does that correct the problem? No, it doesn't actually correct the problem, right? What's another cause? It's going to be chemotherapy, okay? The toxins from chemotherapy. They're supposed to let you know that it has a potential of causing peripheral neuropathy. For some of our patients, they were never told that. No one ever told them that. They had chemo, okay? Then they had peripheral neuropathy. Somehow, some form, shape, or way, they heard about what I do, and it's like, oh my God, I need to seek some help. I'll show you a testimonial later, okay? But overall, it's the same thing. It kills the nerves by affecting the blood flow, the circulation, okay? Putting toxins in the body. This is one of those neuropathies that can end up throughout the whole body, not just the feet and hands. Then there's the age-related idiopathic neuropathy. The heart doesn't pump as hard, okay, resulting in less optimal circulation. This leads to decreased blood supply and aging, right? So if your heart in general doesn't pump as hard to begin with as you're getting older, but a lot of people who are older are prescribed high blood pressure medications that even lowers the pressure even more. Now what happens? Now you have even less blood flow to your hands and feet, okay? So talk to your doctor about that. That's very important, something that you should know, okay? So a lot of people, when you call idiopathic neuropathy, what does idiopathic mean? Half of you are thinking about it, right? What does that word sound like? Let me take a look if you can type it up. Yeah, some of you got it. Idiopathic sounds like idiot, right? Sounds like the word idiot. It means that there's no clue. No one knows. No one knows. Doctors don't know why you have neuropathy to begin with, right? I'll tell you, a lot of the patients who have idiopathic neuropathy is somehow, some way have to do with their heart or lungs. And then some of them is because of degeneration. Okay, because if your spine is not working correctly and that pinches a nerve, guess what? Now this can cause and mimic peripheral neuropathy symptoms. How do we know? Well, that's why we check, right? We have hospital grade X-rays here that we take X-rays of people's backs. If I feel like it's more your back instead of a circulation problem, we'll double check. But sometimes we find that it's both, right? What are some of the other causes? Medications, okay? Statin, cholesterol medications have been shown that it can make people with peripheral neuropathy or even circulation, decrease the circulation. Chronic alcoholism, certain autoimmune diseases, Because neuropathy is a circulation problem, anything that lowers circulation can over time cause peripheral neuropathy. It's kind of like if you have a house and it depends on, and your house burned down. Well, what can accelerate that flame? Anything. A match can accelerate the flame. A piece of paper can accelerate the flame, right? You throw a tank of gasoline in there, that'll intensely accelerate the flame even more. So it really depends on the cause of this flame continuing to burn due to one of these causes, right? Some of them can affect more than others, for example, right? So, but it all comes down to this. It's a lack of oxygen to the nerve, and eventually it begins to shrivel up and lead to various peripheral neuropathy symptoms, right? Like that burning, tingling, numbness, and pain. But what happens is when we have these symptoms here on the right, well, we're lacking oxygen. Okay, it's causing symptoms. But when we go to the doctors and they tell us that we have peripheral neuropathy, well, there's a lot of money involved in medical, right? In the pharmaceuticals, there's a lot of medication. For a lot of you who already know what I'm talking about already, when was the last time that your doctor got really mad when you didn't prescribe or fill a medication when you forgot? Did it come off like they actually cared? I hope it did. But did it come off as like, oh my God, they were actually kind of pissed off? Why? Well, because if at some point or time, it affects their bottom line. It affects the quota, I'm sure. Okay. But overall, you're prescribed the anti-seizure medications, just like a lot of you are taking. And if that doesn't work, then it's the harsh narcotics, right? Let's take a look at what one of our patients have to say about what we do.
Hi, my name is Bonnie, and I'm here because I had chemo-induced peripheral neuropathy. It was so extreme. It was in my chest and my spine, legs, hands, feet. Everything was numb. So numb that I had to move in with my mom, who's 96, and I lived with her for 4 months. My treatments with Dr. Tam have been about 3.5 months, and I can look forward to maybe driving. I've moved back home. The feeling I've lost the neuropathy in my chest and my spine. Feeling in my hands and feet have come back. I'm in a band and I've had to put that away, but now I'm back singing with the band, and hopefully I can get back on the keyboard soon. So I recommend this treatment for everybody. It really works.
Now, when you look at neuropathy, what other problems neuropathy can cause? Neuropathy can cause a lot of falls, right? A lot of problems with falls, because when you can't feel the ground correctly, or the ground feels completely different to you, you have to absolutely watch where you're going. Because if you don't watch where you're going, now you increase fall risk now. Over the age of 55, 60, the worst thing that can happen to anyone is breaking of a hip. And falling is the number one way that someone will break their hip. Okay. Now, a lot of problems with peripheral neuropathy that I don't think the public really understands. It is absolutely an epidemic, okay? Not just affecting here of us in the US, but people around the world, because it's causing more ulcers, amputations, hip fractures. You can't drive, so you get your license suspended. But a lot of people don't realize some of the big effects that it has on you, your family, your loved ones, your life, the longevity of you, the function of you. How functionable are you? Okay, how much function do you actually have when you have peripheral neuropathy? Not much, not much. There are things that you can't do. I know that because I've been taking care of people, okay, for 5 years with peripheral neuropathy. Trips you can't go on, events you can't attend, right? When are you going to actually do something about those things? Okay, how long are you going to wait? You see, are you going to wait until it's too late? I hope not, right? We've had to turn people away because it was too far gone. Okay, so what are the 3 things? Let me tell you, 3 factors to determine during an examination whether or not and how bad you are. Number 1, I have to, number 1, decide and look at and talk with you to figure out what the underlying cause of your neuropathy. That has got to be the number one thing. Okay. It is wrong for any health professional to just give you medications without knowing what the cause is, right? And without giving you a solution to the cause. It may not be something you have to live with for the rest of your life if you don't choose to, but you're not given that option when you seek help with traditional medicine. Number two, how much nerve damage have you had? What's that magic number earlier? 85, right? And then how many treatments would you need? How much treatment do you need? How long do you have to do it for? So our approach is simple. My approach is very simple for everything that I do in here. Number one, is it safe, natural, effective? Okay, those are the three things, right? And I think that's on a lot of your mind as well. Okay, so there's three treatment goals. Okay, the first goal is, number one, we have to improve blood flow. If you do not improve blood flow, this is not going to work, right? And we do this through infrared dial technology. We do this through, and that was actually a NASA developed technology because astronauts did not have oxygen up there, okay, in space. So in the 40s, NASA developed this infrared dial technology that pulsates in the frequency to help regrow blood vessels. Then we use nutrition. You know, it's the Nobel Prize, 1998, is won the discovery for the role of nitric oxide. And what turns into nitric oxide is very specific supplements. And we have a special blend of supplements that will increase nitric oxide in your body, okay? Specific vibration therapy. Now, how many of you say, oh, I have a vibration therapy at home, Dr. Tam. Can I use it? And I said, well, only if you know what the frequency is. How many of you have mowed the lawn before? Okay, let me see if hands. Say yes if you mowed the lawn before in the chat. Yes, yes, yes. Never in my life. Okay. Yes. Yes, I see a lot of yeses. 90% yeses. Okay, because for a lot of you who are 50, 60 and over, you're used to doing things yourself. Millennials have never even touched a lawnmower, don't know how to start one, right? But when you use a lawnmower, if you put your hand on it for too long, what happens? They go numb. That's because the lawnmower is vibrating at a frequency that is not correct for your body. The vibration, if it's too high, it makes it worse. It cuts off the blood flow. That's why your hands are numb. If it's too little, too low, nothing happens. So you have to know the specific settings, right? Number two is the nutrition, the deflaming and detoxification, because inflammation is what causes pain overall. Inflammation also equals to poorly controlled glucose. Inflammation also causes arterial stickiness, right? So we have to work with your diet. Those who are not okay with changing how they eat, it's going to be almost impossible for you to get better. So you have to change what you eat. And that's something we'll work with you on, right? Number three, we work on stimulating the nerve fibers, because once number 1 and 2 is better, well, how do you get these nerve fibers to start firing again? All right. And that's what we'll show you as well. Well, it sounds like a lot, but this unique combination is how we're able to achieve really, really amazing outcomes. See, there's no dangerous medications, right? That leads to numb nerves and some crazy side effects, right? Like anti-seizure medication side effects that makes you forget things. All right, brain fog, okay, loss of balance, okay, low reflexes, loss of energy, all of that. I'm only naming like 4 or 5 things. You take a look at the side effects of your list, I guarantee you it's longer than 4 or 5, okay? Let me show you another video of what another patient has said that went through our program.
Hi, I'm Rita. I've been to Dr. Tam's office now for about 3 months. When I came to Dr. Tam, my feet hurt so bad I just sleep with ice on them every night. That was just the worst part at night. Since I've been at Dr. Tam's and working with his team, I am only icing my feet 1 night a week out of the last 5, and I no longer need my morphine. Thanks, Dr. Tam and team. You guys are awesome.
with her, I was just really, really excited on top of her having less pain that she felt like she didn't need her morphine anymore, right? What's morphine given to is usually people that when doctors have no clue what else to do anymore, right? One of our patients, hospice. Someone wrote hospice. Okay, it's true. That's exactly true. So the choice is yours. Is you can either continue to do the same thing that you do, take the drugs and medications, or really do something different, right? And after our exam, we'll find out if you need the Neurolite that helps with peripheral neuropathy. Okay. Is it regenerative therapy? Is it spinal decompression and adjustments that you need? Okay. Is there a problem with your back or your neck that we need to address? The first thing is we need to find out if we can help you. Okay. That's the next step. Now, majority of the people that we talk to, we're able to help. But there are a few that we can't. Here's what I know. This is a discovery that I made over the last 11 years. We cannot help you if you're not here, okay? So what I like to do is invite you into our clinic for a consultation, evaluation, to determine whether or not if we can help. Maybe you are a good candidate, okay? Maybe you're past the point of no return. We don't know, all right? But there's no obligation to start here. It's really to find out, number one, whether or not if we can even help you. So what actually happens when you come into our office? Number one, we'll go through a consultation. We have to dig deep. We got to dig deep for the root cause of the problem to figure out what in the world is causing this problem. Number two, we have to take you through a 10-point neurological severity exam to see what's that number again? 85, right? 85 is that number to find out how bad are your nerves deteriorating already. We do a painless examination for muscle, joint, or nerve problems. We may take Xrays, evaluation of arthritis and degeneration in your spine, because that can also cause a problem. I'll analyze the exam and Xrays, and then we'll sit down and go over them, okay? And at that point, when we sit down and go over them, I'll go over with you exactly what's wrong, why it's wrong. Is it something that's fixable or patchable, right? What it'll take, what the cost will be. Now, the cost, I know, is something that's on top of your mind. You're like, what in the world does all this even cost? If you were to send a text, okay, or shoot us a message, okay, give us a phone number, let us know that you want help. For today, what we'll do is you contact us the same day and we'll do the whole exam. That includes everything that I listed in here. Consultation, exam, X-rays, review of your X-rays, and then go over your findings with you, all for $70, all right? Now, the government says I have to charge for it. Okay, I can't give away free exams. It's illegal for me to give away free exams. But what we can do is for that $70, you let my office and my staff know who you like to donate it to, okay? And we like to help out a lot of our veterans, a lot of our Wounded Warrior Project, Toys for Tots, for kids. You give us an organization that you want us to donate this first $70 to, and we'll donate it in your name, all right? Now, a lot of you have questions, have concerns, okay? Whether or not this is safe and effective. I hope I've answered those two questions for you. Absolutely, it's 100% safe, okay? And it's very, very effective as well. Now, the next thing a lot of you will ask is costs, and does insurance cover it? Unfortunately, this is considered elective and insurance does not cover it. But my goal as a doctor is, number one, I try not to make sure that I don't waste anyone's time or money. If I don't believe that this will help, I'm not going to tell you to do it. But if I do believe that this will help you, it'll give us an opportunity to tell you what the cost may be, okay, depending on your condition. And we also have flexible payment plans that you guys are able to use as well, so that you can pay this over time. Now, all of these questions, can I help you? How serious are you? What it'll cost? will be things that I'll answer after our initial consultation, after I do an exam, after I find out what's actually going on with you and your specific problem, okay? When we know the extent of your problem, then I'll be able to determine whether or not if we're going to be able to help you. Because my goal really in life is, for the last 11 years, is to see at the end of the day how many people I'm able to help get their life back. You see this couple doing tug of war with their kids, right? I want that to be you. I want you to have fun. I want you to live again, travel again, okay? Take long walks with your loved ones again, and not be a burden, not only to yourself, but to your family again, okay? This next video, I find it very, it connects with me because of what my mom has gone through, and she went through the other route and we continued down the other route, maybe she would have cut that nerve and who knows what would have happened, right? But we're able to turn her life around, and hopefully we're able to help you with yours as well. Let's watch this quick clip together.
What will your last 10 years look like? Will you be quick enough for a game of tag with your grandchild? Strong enough to embrace every moment? Will you grow old with vitality? Or get old with disease? It's time to decide.
I hope a lot of you will decide the right thing to do is to really get checked and not let this go on for longer and longer, until this completely engulfs your life. So if you'd like to take me up on that offer, we're here. We've been here for 11 years, okay? We're not going anywhere. I hope to hear from you soon. Have a great day. Hope you enjoyed this webinar. And share it with your friends, okay? Subscribe, like it, share it with your friends, especially those who have peripheral neuropathy. All right, have a great day.